Good morning. What's up, guys? It is Tuesday morning. We are ready to roll. This is a 5-minute Nasdaq chart. Of course, the December NQ futures contract is what we're currently trading. Let's get to work, baby. We've got work to do. We are 15 seconds out from the close of big bar 12, and there's going to be a whole lot of nothing on bar 12. So let's watch 13. See if we get something reasonable here, and if we do, the moment we do, we will put it on. Good morning, guys. How we doing? AB, what's up, brother? John, good to see you. Sergio, good morning. Brandon Outlaw, hey, guys. How we doing? Levi, hey, Cheryl, how we doing? 450 out. All right. Well, a bit of a slow start to the trading day yesterday, but we eventually caught half reasonable trade. See if we can get a little bit quicker action here today. Good morning, guys. How we doing? All right. All right, 13. Let's go big bar 13. Somewhat a weird price action so far here today. You know, bar 6 backfilled basically the entire range in one bar. So we got to keep an eye on that. Does this whole day basically become a big bear range? That's going to depend on if the bulls can drive this up out of the hole. So let's see if they can get that done. But again, I don't care what they do. We'll just trade whatever comes. Focus on the price action, nothing else. All right, AK, hey, we'll see you inside. Yep, live training in the tomb here this afternoon. Number 5 already. There was hours in there. I started thinking about, we started the tomb like a month ago. And there's already so many hours of content when you combine the live training and the tomb talks. I do the tomb talks every day. Man, in a few months, I don't know, man. you're going to join and there's going to be so much content. I don't know if you're going to be able to get through it all. No, but it's a really good thing. Everything you need is in there and we're just adding to it. So those of you guys in there, I'll see you this afternoon for the live training. But for now, we've got work to do. Come on, 13. 2.5 minutes out, halfway through bar 13. Javaz, good morning. How we doing? Yep, AB. We do the live trainings on Tuesday afternoons. It's a training, okay? It's a full hour. I do 30 minutes deep on a nuance of trading RAM. And then the last 30 minutes is kind of a mix of further education with live Q&A with members. Okay, it is not just what I'm doing here live. We do the live training. I'm sorry, the live trading just free on YouTube. The tomb is a straight up live training. We go deep. And then Q&A, of course. And then we do a daily, basically, Q&A for the Tomb Talk. It's the exact resource that I would have wanted when I was getting started. That's why I built it. Because I'm like, this is what I fucking needed. So let's just do it. Bar 13, let's see what we got. I gotta get you guys off the screen. Get out of here, because we might have something to do. Let's see. All right, 23 seconds out. Gotta go ahead, get the copy trader engaged. Ready to go. And 15 seconds, let's see if the bears cannot get all insecure on us and cower in the corner. I'm gonna get a stop limit sell ready. Need a much cleaner close than that. Come on, bears, take it low, take it low. That's not there, too much wick. All right, we'll look at bar 14. See what we get on 14 here. Bonnie Joe, good morning. All right, 14. Let's see if we can get a nice cleaner bare body close out of bar 14. 13 a little bit wicky. I like the way this market's moving downside though. Coming in here to 25.5. Daz, good morning. This is good. This is expanding the day's range. I like when we start pushing downside, but I don't like when those bears start getting insecure on us. Come on, bears. All right, halfway through 14 here. Clean that up, bears. Let's go. Bruce! Morning, brother. How we doing? All right, minute 37 out. $60 seconds, bears. Come on, bears. Where's the confidence? There we go. Keep that pushing lower. Lower, lower, lower. Well, I better get ready in case we get a last second adjustment. All right, we're 15 seconds out. I got to get the copy trader ready in case we get a last second adjustment here on a bar 14, which it looks like we're not very likely to get. Last second adjustment meaning to the downside, closing up as a nice clean bear body. We're not going to get that, so let's look ahead to 15 here. See, those bears are just a little insecure, taking that thing and cleaning it nice and, I'm sorry, closing it nice and clean. Chris! Good morning. So, you know, bar 4, bar 10, these are both extremely similar. I'd say at best those are about B- setups. They're reasonable. If you took them, I wouldn't be mad at you. Bar 4 might have worked depending how you managed it. If you're looking for more of a scalp, it would have worked. Swing trade, depending where you put your stop, it may have worked, may not have. Depending on how wide you put your stop, whether you put it above the wick high of 2 or more likely above the wick high of 4, you would have gotten stopped. Again, not the highest quality setup in the world. Same thing on bar 10. Bar 10 is a reasonable trade. If you took that, again, wouldn't be mad at you. But how long did it take you to get a fill? This is something so many people seem to just ignore. And you can't ignore this. Quick resolution is so important, especially, well, on all trades, but especially when the setup quality isn't that great. If the setup is like a B- setup, I'll still take it in a funded, you know? But did you get a fill on bar 11 within 15 seconds is the question. A lot of you guys, something that I seem to notice when you guys come into chat, it doesn't seem like people in the tomb make this mistake too much anymore. But you guys in the chat, you're like, oh, so I just wait for a bear bar to close near its low and then I short it. It's like, no, this is not that simple. RAM is probably one of the most simple strategies in existence. But there's nuance to it. When I say simple, I don't mean, you know, oh, A happens, do B. No, there's nuance to this, right? And a lot of you guys ignore the nuance, which is why you're just losing. Okay? Now, not every trade is going to work. There's another thing that a lot of beginners get wrong. Again, does the casino start crying when you lose 3 hands of blackjack in a row? No, they're like, hey, can we keep dealing to you, sir? Hope you're having fun. But selling the close of 10 with a stop limit sell 1 tick or 2 ticks beneath the wick low of 10, reasonable, but only reasonable if you get a fill in the first 15 seconds of 11 opening. If not, you gotta pull it. If it took, 55 seconds to fill you, that's no longer a good trade because the quality of the setup is probably about B- in my head, which is fine, but not good enough to wait 55 seconds. I'll give an A setup 30 seconds to fill me, and if it doesn't fill me, I'm pulling it and moving on. Something's wrong. I did not get quick resolution. The bears are more insecure than I thought they should be. Correct? So if you got a quick fill on bar 11, that's fine. B- setup just didn't work. Get over it, move on with your life. Doesn't mean you didn't have positive expected value on the trade. People think that a profitable strategy or I guess a profitable trader just never loses trades. That's so dangerous. You'll be out of the industry in a month or two if you keep thinking that. You guys see me lose all the time. I'm making money. All right, 15, wiki close. On to 16. How many people are doing the Tradeify Cup? Not out of, well, I mean, I guess out of you guys too, but like total also. Everyone keeps talking about placings. I don't know what that means. Are there like 20,000? Are there 800? You know? And what do you win if you get like top 10 or something? First place gets 200,000. What does like fifth place get? You know, with these big trading cups. I don't know. I've always thought, you know, it's gonna keep growing, but man, I've always thought first place ought to get at least $1 million. Send a message. All right, 18. Well, I mean, 16, 18 seconds out when I said that. 10 seconds. Come on, 16. All right, we're 3 minutes, 50 seconds out here from the close up of bar 17. And I got to tell you, we might have some here on 17. It's early, 3 minutes out yet. This isn't looking too bad. Jerry. 800th place out of what, 20,000? 15,000? Trading Ram. It's pretty good. We gotta have one of you Ram guys win that thing. Wouldn't that be something? Ram just comes out of nowhere and wins every fucking trading contest known to man. 3 minutes! There we go. All right, halfway through 17. Let's see if we can get a nice low close. Got to see it close with as little wick as possible. Certainly beneath the wick low of 14. Bar 14, that is. But of course, the more that this bar grows, just below the wick low of 14, creates a bigger wick on the current bar, which is bar 17. So I just want to see this thing close up nice and clean. All right, let's head over to the execution screen and see if we can get something to put on here. Very good. All right, we are 30 seconds out. Gotta go ahead here on bar 17. Get the copy trader engaged. Give us a nice clean close, bears. Do not get insecure on me now. All right, gotta go ahead. Get a stop limit sell. Ready? Inside close. See that? Look at this. Closed right inside bar 14. That's no coincidence. Little last minute insecurity out of the bears. I can't take that. Can't take that. So we wait. Bar 18. All right, 18. What you got? All right, 18. I think we might get something here. Gotta see a clean close, dude. We've been able to pull money out. But I gotta tell you, these last like 2 or 3 trading days, market's been a little insecure. Little insecure. You know, it moves. It moves around. The ATR is all right, 34. That's okay. But by insecurity, I mean, we try to make a move in one direction, kind of wick back. Make kind of an insecure push, wick back. Which tells me the balance is a little closer than what we typically like, which is why we gotta be snipers. Snipers when the market is like this. Doesn't mean we don't take, you know, multiple shots. You gotta wait until it's the right shot. Alright, we're going to keep an eye here on 18. The reason I say that is because we have a very clear wick on the wick high of 15. We got to keep an eye on this. Little insecurity out of the close of 17. But we're 20 seconds out. I'm going to get the copy trader ready in case 18 can close above the open, which is also the high of bar 17. If they can, then I'm going to sell it using a limit sell and get short, risk the wick high of 15. Look for that. We're not going to get it either way. All right, we'll watch bar 19 here. Again, context here is bear channel. Right? More like a bear range. So in the context of more of a range umbrella, well, in a bear channel umbrella, you can look to obviously fade using a limit order if you can make sense of the risk. And you can look for continuation as long as the push isn't getting too deep into enemy territory. Everything Ram starts with context. Everything. Everything. Do not skip to just setup. Everyone wants to skip to setup because it's easy. If you could skip to setup, you wouldn't get paid so much fucking money to be a good trader. But it's not that complicated. Start with context, right? Are we in more of a trend umbrella or more of a range umbrella? How do you know? Well, who's making the easier money? Stop limit entry traders, continuation traders, or that's one thing, stop limit entry continuation traders, or limit order reversion scalpers. Who's having an easier time making money? If the reversion scalpers are having an easier time making money, selling bull closes, buying bear closes, whatever the context might be, ideally with the move, right? So in this case, it'd be selling bull closes. That makes sense contextually. Then you'd say, well, we're probably more of a range umbrella context if you're struggling to identify it. That's a really easy rule of thumb. But if the continuation traders are having an easier time and the reversion traders are having a hell of a time getting run over, that's a trend, big dog. Don't trade against that. Don't be the limit order reversion guy in a trend. When you start getting to push like this, if you get too close to the obvious risk management point, that also starts causing problems. ATR right now 34.5. All right, halfway through bar 19. Let's see what we get. Now, by the way, even though most of the time, meaning more than 50% of the time, the market is going to be in more of a range-bound mentality. And that being the case, you would think, well, okay, if I'm trading RAM, most of my money is going to be from range setups, right? No, because you get a little better edge on continuation stuff. The range stuff can still be worth taking. It is still worth taking if you can make sense of it. But you will make less money from the range setups in totality, right? In total, than you will from the continuation stuff. Most likely. All right, minute 20 out, but still worth taking. You don't want to just hit it over and over again, though, to the point where you're taking bad range trades and then giving away all your continuation profits. That's another big mistake. Well, let's see how we close up here on bar 19. 24 seconds out. Copy trader engaged. I want to see a close, an insecure close, kind of in the middle here, out of the bulls. Then I'd sell it using a limit. Bear's trying to take it back. No setup. Inside the wick high of 18. Decision making here is not complicated, by the way, which is the way I like it. All right, 20. Lucky bar 20. What do we got? Past the 50K. Good job. Very good work. All right, 250 out. Nico, what's up, big dog? All right, let's see how 20 closes up here. Again, you guys know what I'm interested in at this point. Nice insecure bull close. I can take a little trade, get short, risk the wick high of 15, bet on the context maintaining. And if they do attempt to break out above 15, cut it and move on. But I gotta see the bulls kind of close this up right in the slot. Okay, we're 26 seconds out. Watching bar 20 here. Context right now, soft bear channel. Copy trader ready to go. And if the bulls can pop this last second, close it like up in this region, I will short it using a limit sell order. Risk the wick high of 15 plus 1 point. Bear trying to take this thing lower. All right, we'll wait on bar 21. See that? Closing right inside the wick low of 19. Both sides are pretty damn insecure right now. All right, minute 55. All right, 30 seconds out here. Bar 21 doing a whole lot of nothing so far. Still inside the wicks of 20. The only options for me on 21 here would be if we closed in between the wicks, kind of thread the needle between 20 and 19. I can make sense of shorting that. That wouldn't be that big of a deal. Would not be the highest quality setup in the world, but enough to take in a funded for me. Or if this wick up here didn't exist and 21 was a deeper bare body closing beneath the wick low of 18. The decision making here is not complicated. We just got to get what we get. All right, halfway through 22. Now we're starting to get to the point where had 19 closed, like here, in this region, I could have made sense shorting that. But now that, 20, 21, and now 22 are really kind of trying to make a little new high and put in a higher low, it starts looking more to me like a sideways trading range than a kind of descending channel, like a soft bear channel context. So the context starts to shift. And you guys know that probability of a limit order entry reversion scalp. What does it do when you go from a, for example, soft bear channel and you're looking to sell a bull close near in, the upper third? What does it do when you transition into just a sideways trading range? The probability shifts. It gets a little bit worse, right? Because sideways trading ranges are a little more 50-50 in terms of direction than a soft bear channel. So now we got to let 22 do its thing. And if 22 could close right about there, then 23 all of a sudden becomes a player. That becomes a player. All right, I'm going to pull it out of the hat. Be right back. 2 minutes! We'll be back with a trade on within 6 minutes. I'll tell you right now. Welcome back. We are ready to rock, baby. 12 seconds out. Copy trader engaged. Stop limit buy is ready. Ooh. I'm going to give that 15 seconds. It was outside the wick high of 12. I'll give it 15 seconds, maybe 20, just because it's really expanding, and see if we can get a fill. 10 seconds here. Let's see if we can get a fill. If not, I gotta pull it. You know I gotta pull it if we don't. Not there. Pull it. And next bar. See that? I think the Bears might try to make this a big old trading range. All right, I think it's time to do a check-in with you guys. It's been a couple of weeks since we've done an actual check-in. Who has had a first? Or maybe a recent pickup in the last, let's say, 2 to 3 weeks? How many of you have had your first funded account? How many of you have had your first payout? Or your first after a long hiatus of not getting one? A funded or a payout or multiple payouts. Man, I hope it's a number of you. DK! Pass an eval today. Billy, 2 days away from first payout. Good work. AB, there you go. First ever payouts, end of October, $5,000 total. Good. That'll put a dent in the expenses, huh? No, just keep that going. You'll flip big old positive. 90 seconds out here from the close of 24. Jackson's second payout. Michael, we'll see you inside, brother. John, 2 separate $5,400 payouts in the last 2.5 weeks. Got first Apex payout last week. There you go, John. Over 10 G's in 2 weeks. Pretty good start, eh? Pretty good. Man, whenever I hear somebody say like, man, I just need, you know, I need $12,000 a month, or I need $15,000 a month. I don't know if I can do it trading prop. I don't know if I can do it trading at all. Dude, $12,000 a month. I mean, look, that's a lot of money, but you're just getting, in this world, it's not. It's not in this world. Straight up. And if you're like, it's a lot to me, good. then you should be able to achieve it in a reasonable amount of time if you just put your ego aside, trade a little bit smaller to get your bearings, get your edge, and then scale horizontally. All right, 24, big ol' outsized bar. That's the first after a 3-body bull sequence, which means we gotta wait for bar 25 here and see what we get. Bernard, how long do you guys wait for a payout from Apex when you request one? Typically, mine are approved the next morning, early, usually by like 7 or 8 a.m. Central. I've had payouts every day this week, and I think 3, 4, maybe 4 out of 5 days last week. All of them were approved by the next weekday morning. Early in the morning. Relatively early in the morning. Now, as far as getting the money into your bank, usually takes like a week. It can be a few days, it can be more than a week, but don't worry about getting the money. Apex pays. Apex always pays. At least they've always paid me. They'll pay you too, don't worry about it. Jared, Nico, would you reset a pro 150K on Take Profit Trader already funded is, yep, $14.99 to reset it? Well, I mean, listen, did you take payouts from it? That's the question. For me, the answer would be, yeah, I would. I would. But that's because I know that my average Take Profit Trader Pro account is worth more than that to me. So yeah, I would reset it for $1,500. So what? But if your answer is no, it's not worth more than that to you, then maybe you got to go back to the drawing board and just buy it, go through the test again, pass. And then you're at square one anyway with a pro account. I mean, listen, you don't have to know to the exact dollar, right? You don't have to be crazy about it. But the crazier you are about your numbers, the better. But you don't have to be. But you should know if a Take Profit Trader Pro account is worth more than $1,500 to you or not. If the answer is yes, and if the answer especially is like, hell yes, it's worth a lot more than $1,500 to me, one Take Profit Trader Pro account, well then you reset that thing immediately and get back to work. The opportunity cost is there. All right, we're a minute 25 out, by the way. Let's see what 25 brings us. Come on, balls, don't you give up. Let us bears have fun! Yeah, they first of all, there's nothing to believe. It just is what it is. And by the way, Apex runs a list. There's nothing, you don't have to believe me. Apex runs a fucking list of all the payouts. If you're like, I think he's lying, go fucking look. I have no reason to lie. That's insane. And like sociopathic behavior for me to sit here and lie to you. Just go look. It's all publicized by the company on a list. Listen, in my experience, people that talk shit about Apex just like aren't good enough at trading to not break their rules and still get payouts. So they sit on the internet and fucking bitch all day instead of getting to work. Some feminine motherfuckers, if you ask me. You blew the account? Fuck. Damn it, I traded too big. All right, let's get back to work. Or man, I just happened to hit the statistical drawdown. Let's get back to work. Good lord, these fucking dudes, bro. Apex pays. I've been denied one payout out of many with Apex. I got denied one. And you know what? It was my fault! Because I looked back and I said, oh shit! I broke the 30% rule one time. My fault. My fault. I should have looked deeper at that account when I requested the payout. God, take some accountability. Jesus, you guys want to make millions of dollars, then you want to just be pussies when it doesn't go your way! Damn, it's getting me all riled up. All right, 26. AK, if I join the tomb, how long does it take for me to learn RAM? Well, I mean, it depends how deep you dive in. We're adding hours and hours of content. It's all for me, by the way. I am adding hours of content every week. The tomb launched about 4.5 weeks ago. So there's already many hours of content, and that will only continue to exponentially grow as time goes on. It's all archived, it's all backlogged, and I'm super intentional with making sure that every Tomb Talk every day never goes out of style. You can watch it back 3 years from now, it'll stay relevant. Every live training, of course, never goes out of style. You can watch back whenever, it'll stay relevant. So you have, hours and hours and hours of resources already, and you'll continue to get hours of resources every week. So honestly, I mean, it's how hard you want to work at it, is how long it'll take you to learn RAM. Now, trading's not easy. Okay. You're not going to join the tomb and all of a sudden, oh my God, I took 80,000 in payouts this week in 5 days. But listen, if you're that dude or that person, like RAM, it works. It works. You understand context and you kind of go through what I explained to you, you will get the result. Okay? If you don't trade too big, you set your ego aside, you have to do all the work, but you'll get the result. I'm not like special as far as trading RAM. I just have a lot of screen time. So you put in the screen time and you can kind of replicate, the strategy. But all that being said, I have had quite a few people at this point who joined and said, oh shit, I got my first, chunk of payouts. So, as far as there's price and then there's value. The tomb is a value buy. It is, in my opinion. Now, if you join and you're like, hey, where's the 6-minute video that makes me, $4 million? Don't fucking join. This ain't for you. But if you dive in, there's a very high probability, in my opinion, that you're going to get a motherfucker of an ROI. Straight up. Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, Ram's called the wrench action method, but did I create price action trading? Fuck no. No, it's repackaged in a way that works for me. It's my own thing, but price action trading has been around for a very long time, which is a good thing, by the way. That means it's effective. But Ram is my version of price action trading. All right, 27. What do we got? Big bar 27. Need advice. Getting older, finding it harder and harder to track my performance. I'm drowning in thought, can't even process what I'm trying to understand. What's your chart look like? Does your chart look kind of like mine, or does it look like a mess of indicators? Listen, there's a tier system to RAM. It all starts with context. Are we in a trend umbrella or a range umbrella? From there, you pick from a variety of setups. There's not many. And there's nuance to the setups, which we go over. It's not that complicated. And then from there, you operate on buy-sell decisions to manage your trades. That's it. That's it. Risk management is relatively simple. Choosing a target is relatively simple. All you really need is, something to count the bars so we can talk about your trades. So you can think about your trades by bar count, right? From the New York Open, you need the ATR. And if you want to throw up a VWAP or a 20 EMA, I got the 20 EMA up just so I don't get dizzy. Great. Listen, at some point, you got to pick some kind of strategy that has worked for somebody and go with it. You want to trade RAM? Great. You want to trade ICT? Tremendous. You want to trade what Whelan's doing? Great. You want to trade how Alpine trades? Awesome, man. You want to trade Nutty Bar? Sweet. He's a cool guy. Just pick one, dude. Doesn't have to be RAM. Just pick one. Pick one, see if it works for you. Move fast. Fastest mover wins. Smartest guy doesn't win. Fastest guy wins. Move fast. You move faster than everybody else. Someone else will be trying the same strategy for 4 years. You'll be on 14. And if you haven't found one that works for you after 14, that's an anomaly. So you'll probably find one that works for you relatively quickly if it's worked for somebody else, if you really dive into it and actually intentionally try to learn what they're doing and the actual process and thought process behind it. I think you'll do well. Just move quick. A lot of you guys, straight up, man, not to be like offensive or anything, but the reason that you're where you're at, and this was a problem with me too. You're too fucking slow. Go. Just go. But which prop firm? Who gives a fuck? Go. Pick one. Go. Work. Do it. 3 months later, I don't know, man. Take Profit Trader or Apex. Big dog, move. Go. Pick one and go. You have no time. No time. You're gonna be 70 before you fucking know it. Just go, homeboy. Figure it out. Later. Just go. 15 seconds out. Let's see what 27's got here. Come on, 28. Come save us. Damn story, brother. I'll see you inside. We got a live training today at 3 p.m. Eastern. I'll see you there. All right, big wicks on 25, 26, 27. And first opportunity, we're slanging. But you're taking trades in here, you're just bleeding money back predictably. There is no edge here on bar 28 as it currently sits. None. That's right, G2. Move fast, go quick. All offense. Defense keeps you small. Just play offense. Yeah, I mean, listen, if you don't know the Jesse Livermore story, you should read it. You should read about him. He had the mindset. It just happened to end in tragedy. But you want to talk about moving fast? Yep. No, obviously, you don't want to have to get rich and go broke many times, but yeah, that mindset, there's that line. You gotta have the mindset, but you gotta also be responsible with it. But in the early days, the thing with Jesse Livermore, he just never let up on the mindset. He also had a relatively tragic life. If you haven't, go read that story. But in the early days, you just gotta move. You gotta go fast. What do you have to lose? Dude, if you live in America, like, there's nothing at risk. Just go. You live in any kind of, relatively first world country, there's almost nothing at risk. Just go. You have nothing, there's nothing at risk. Go. Just move. And then as you get bigger and bigger and bigger, eventually you got to diversify a little bit. Start doing some other things. But man, great example. Yeah, again, Jesse Livermore, dude. He just never let up on the mindset. Crazy story. Go read it. All right. Well, we're 20 seconds out here from the close of 28, and we are in a straight-up single-bar sideways trading range right now, which has got to clean up. All right, 29. Alert, says Nico, if you were down 75% on a funded, what do you do after that? You keep trading. What's the alternative answer? You keep trading. You just take more trades, whatever happens, happens, and you move on with your life. And then you look back and say, hey, maybe I was trading one mini in a 50K. Maybe Nico's right. Maybe Nico's been there. Maybe I should be trading 3, 4, or 5 micros in a 50K, because maybe, the math kind of works seemingly the best in most volatility environments when I do that. So, I'll just trade the same size I've been trading in this funded. Whatever happens, happens. If I dig myself out of the hole, great. If I get a new one, cool. But maybe I should trade 3 to 5 micros. Now, if you were trading 3 micros and you're down 75% on a funded, one of two things happen. Either you just hit the normal statistical losing streak that will eventually come. When you flip a coin 10,000 times, you'll eventually land, tails 6 times in a row, right? Or if you were trading that small, you might just not have edge. And then you gotta worry about your entries and your patience and your discipline. $255 on Big Bar 29. Come on, 29, do it to us. Well, ATR is holding up. ATR here is still 37, which is fine. We're about 2 minutes out here. Well, 30 has the opportunity to give us something. All right, since bar, I'd say about 26, we have just a big single bar trading range here where, you know, one bar basically backfills the entire range. And that's each bar doing that. So there is, you know, there's really no edge, at least for human traders. Now, algorithms who take, you know, thousands of trades a day can find a little bit of edge in there, enough to pay off, cover fees, commissions, whatever they pay, and make a profit. Humans, we can't get our sample size big enough within reason to trade these single bar trading ranges and make money consistently. So, especially trading prop. So, we leave this to the algos and the degenerates, and we wait for this thing to break when our edge is bigger. So let's see if bar 30 can put something together. 220 out. You know, Pat, I have a copy trader engaged, Sweatshirt. But right now, they're not for sale. Maybe. Maybe. For now, I'm just having fun. Alright, 20 seconds out here from the close of 30. This here would be the first bar. The most sizable body since bar, you know, 24. So let's close this up relatively clean. It's still going to be inside the wick of at least bar 27. So let's see what bar 31 brings. Hopefully we can get out of this little single bar trading range and make something happen here. Yeah, we could put a phone on it. Me making a phone call. You know, Rexer, these single bar trading ranges. Come on, brother, you know better. You know better, there's no edge in here for humans. Now, regular trading ranges, of course, we can find edge. Obviously, continuation setups, we can find a good amount of edge. But in these little one bar back and forth trading ranges from bar 26, there's nothing. You have to show your patience when this kind of thing is going on, man. Oh, man! All right, 35 seconds out here from the close of bar 31. And this is just another single bull body backfilling the full single bar trading range. Again, that started on bar 26. There's really nothing to do in here. Again, even if you wanted to, you know, if you sold the close of 31 here, well, where are you going to manage your risk? The wick high of 23? I mean, realistically, it's that rubber band thought process, right? By the time you get right in the middle of the sideways trading range, the rubber band is loose. Okay, so basically the biggest expectation of profit you could even have, we're talking like 15 points max. And the only logical place to risk is way the hell up here. That math ain't working too well, so we gotta wait for that to break. Now let's watch 32. Bulls are trying. Let's see if they can get nice and cocky. Give us a nice clean close outside of that single bar trading range. Get away from there. Give us a good close here in the next 4 minutes. And we have got something to put on at that point. Good bar 32. All right, we are less than 3 minutes out. I'm on big 32. Keep it clean. Eric, am I thinking wrong to think people are looking at the 580 range as reversal? No, you're not thinking wrong. There's always two sides to every trade, but my tier above that is price action. So someone could look at this and say, oh, I'm going to sell when we get right here because I think we're going to reverse. But if the price action is heavily favoring the probability of the bulls, and by heavily, I mean maybe 60%, which if you have, a second grade math education, that is not 100%. So don't think it's 100%, but 60, that's a reasonable expected value. Minute 40 out. No, I mean, listen, any thought anyone ever has about the market intraday, they're like, hey, is it reasonable to think this is going to happen? Anything is reasonable to think it's going to happen. You know how when you say something to someone on the internet about a trade idea and they clap back and they're like, ha! Fucking idiot! This is obviously a short. They're the dumbass. They are the fool, not you. The market has to be two-sided at all times. Now the probability can shift. The absolute best probability you're likely to ever get on NQ, the best, is about 70-30. Okay, in the favor of one side or the other. Usually it's happening during a trend. 90 to 95% of the time, it's about 60-40 at best. And most of the time, we're somewhere between 52 and 48. That's algo territory. You gotta wait till it expands to at least 55 minimum. How do you know that? Screen time. There's no indicator that says, here's the probability right now. It's just screen time trading some kind of logical strategy. All right. I don't want to miss anything here today, so we are 22 seconds out. I got to get the copy trader engaged just in case the bulls give us a last second pop up toward the high of this bar. And I will just get ready because, again, I do not want to miss any last second adjustment setups here today. The market has been doing a whole lot of nothing. That's way too much wick. Absolutely not. So we wait on bar 33. Any longer term options with stocks. Big fan of leaps. Leaps, those are long-term equity anticipation securities. All they are basically is deep in the money, long-dated options contracts. Typically, they're going to be calls because you're going longer dated and the market has positive drift, right? So, yeah, leaps are great, but leaps are great if your goal is to try to replace stock by taking on time risk, meaning an expiration date, with less capital. So leaps allow you, again, to effectively replace stock with less capital by, now why would they let you do that? By taking on time risk, putting an expiration date on it. If you ever find yourself in one of those situations where you're like, I don't really want to allocate this much capital. It's a shorter term play anyway, maybe, 9 months, 6 months. I don't want to allocate as much capital as it takes to buy the stock because I want to put that somewhere else, and I'm willing to take on time risk in order to replace that with less money. That's when you buy leaps. Damn, market, come on now. So you want to be a day trader, huh? Man, it's all yelling and screaming and fucking making money and adrenaline and risk. Baby. Yeah, maybe sometimes. Mostly it's this. But you get paid to have patience. You get paid to have discipline. I mean, a lot of people think, you know, day traders get paid to be fucking crazy and sweating and shouting and spitting all over the place and fucking blood, sweat, and tears and adrenaline and all this craziness. Crazy risk, on the edge lifestyle. I mean, kinda. But really, we get paid to do this. We get paid to have emotional control and be able to let loose when it's time and have fun doing our job, but also be able to chill the fuck out. In a lot of ways, you get paid to be able to ramp up your energy quickly and then bring it down. Really, in a lot of ways, you get paid to have control over your energy. Which is interesting because it kind of goes against human nature to be able to do that in a lot of ways. Which is why most people can't do this, which is why the people who end up making it work make a shitload of, a whole bunch. Because it's in demand. All right, bar 34, 4 minutes out, looking good. See if they can close this thing up. Or are they going to get all insecure on us and scurry back to the corner? They made it out to the dance floor, man. Let's see if they can hold that up. And now, especially if they could close this. If they could close this above the wick high at 23, man, I'd be thrilled. I would be thrilled. I mean, they definitely don't have to, but if they don't, I'd prefer they close it a bit a ways, maybe, 8 or 10 points away. If you close like 2 points away from the wick high of 23, the stop hunt mentality, which, it's there a little bit on 23, not nearly as much as the high of day on the wick high of 2, but it's there. The stop hunt mentality, if we closed a little too close, like a couple points away from the wick high of 23, it comes a little too early in the trade, and then you can kind of lose momentum to actually hit target. Let's see how it closes up. I mean, we're 2 minutes, 20 seconds out here from the close of bar 34. Right about here would be reasonable. I can make sense of that since the bar itself is not very large. I can make sense of that. Let's see. Let's see here. 90 seconds. Come on, Bulls. Don't lose the confidence on me now. Definitely not beneath the wick high of 32. I would need to see him thread the needle. See if these bulls got it in them. 55 seconds out. There you go, bulls. Hang in there, bulls. Well, let's see what they got. All right, we're 22 seconds out. Copy trader engaged. We're coming into the wick high of 23. But enough room, I'm willing to put out a stop limit buy. If the bulls can kind of thread the needle. I don't want it to get too close. I can make sense of that. I'll place that. That's enough room. The bar itself is not very large. Let's see if we can get a push up through. I want to get a fill within 15 seconds. There we go. We got it. Bring that stop right there. Let's see if we can get a push through out of the bulls. That's reasonable. I'd call that about a B plus setup. Which I put on in fundeds. Now, of course, the counter risk, there's always counter risk in every trade, is this kind of thing. That, of course, is the counter risk, yes. I understand that. That's okay, we're trading price action. I'm worried about probability, not counter risk. All right, bulls! Pop that guy through. ATR about 31. Give us a pop through. There we go. Ideally, I'd like to get at least a half ATR. That's going to take out a few stops on the wick high of 23. That is expected. Bears are going to try to suck it back. Now let's see if the bulls can give us a nice price action push from all those bars 31 through 34, which was our signal bar. At best there, that put us, 14 points in the money. That's not enough. That's all right. I'm not looking to take profit on the stop hunt there. Again, that is not a high of day. The high of day is the wick high of bar number 2, not the wick high of 23. So this is not really a stop hunt trade at all. It's really more of a price action trade. Let's see if the bulls can step in. Take this baby higher. Alright, bulls, now give us that little price action push. We got those stops out of the way. Again, didn't give us enough. That's alright. Didn't necessarily expect it to. And give us a decent push. Again, ideally, at least a half ATR or so. Be fine by me. And that counter risk is that big channel potentially forming that we just drew. I think the bolt's got a little push in them. At least a half ATR. ATR is 33. Just want a little push. Enough price action there for me to get a little push. But this is not, you know, some big massive swing trade bet. If you wanted to, I guess you could. But I would like to break that up into multiple trades, considering, again, we still have that counter risk of that big trade range that we drew previously forming. Again, just to draw it again here. Basically, this is the counter risk right now. But again, it's okay. We got those stops that pushed us to 14 points in the money. Again, not enough. Not enough. But not a stop hunt trade to begin with. Real stops are up by the wick close of 2, which I'd love to see the bulls take this higher and then give us an opportunity to hunt those stops as well. We could break this up into 2 trades. If the bulls can work with us here, let's see if they can. Come on, bulls, do it to them. All right, let's see. Can the bears take out the wick low of bar 34? What's up, bears? You got it in ya? All right, bears will pull it on back. Let's cut it. Let's keep going. All right, so again, you know, the stops above 23 pushed us into the money within reason, but it was never enough. Again, that was not a stop hunt trade. That was a price action trade. Just with that, lined up just barely. Now, had 34 closed a little bit higher, that was our signal body. Like up here, I'd have to hold off for 35. And I'd call that like a B plus setup. All right, moving on. All right, let's see what 36 brings us here. Volatility, you know, staying moderately the same. I mean, I guess moderate, it's staying. ATR here is 33. But the price action is widening out while that's remaining the same, which is totally fine. You'd think that the ATR would actually expand. It's really not. It's kind of staying similar to what it was in that sideways trading range. Of course, we had this bar to, well, I guess these 3 bars to help out this little trading range of the ATR in there, because we're averaging the last 10 5-minute bars. But ATR, it's you know, it's workable. 33 is plenty on the ATR. Now we just need, you know, the setups to come. All right, 3 minutes, 10 seconds till the close up here. Big bar 37. Now, the sooner the bulls can take this thing, I really would like to stop hunt that wick high of 2 if we can get up there. That's 70, 80 points away. I have no problem taking a trade before that, but what we need to see is somebody, bulls, bears, I don't care, get this away from where it currently sits, because these little hesitations on breaks where the market starts seeing, you know, that counter argument, which is this big trading range, as legitimate, you can oftentimes turn this into a smaller trading range, which makes our job a pain in the ass. So let's just get away from here. All right, guys. Hey, tell you what, I gotta hit lunch, man. So we'll see what this early afternoon brings. Hey, live tomb training this afternoon, 3 p.m. Eastern. All you guys in there, I will see you there. Topic to be announced, baby. If you're not in yet, Tuesdays are a great day to join in live training today, 3 p.m. Eastern. By the way, that big Apex deal that we've all gotten so used to, 70% off, $40 activation fees, and single day pass with code BIG, B-I-G. That ends very, very soon. All right, so go hit that up. All right, guys, tomorrow morning, middle of the week. We'll see if we can get it done this afternoon, but I'll see you guys again here tomorrow morning. All right, hey, stay patient. You gotta let it come to you, man. When the market's doing this, if you force things, you have a negative expected value. Not gonna have any kind of consistent result doing that. Don't be like everybody else. Have the patience, separate yourself, and get the result over the midterm, especially the long term. All right, guys, hey, see you tomorrow morning. Have a good day.